Hey guys, this is Team Black Rose, this is Mr. Pockets and Cool Breeze Taping. We're going to be doing a deck profile on my Skill Drain Darkworlds.
We got little dude right there.
Alright, for starters, 3 Graefe. That's probably the biggest staple in the deck. Graefe, you discard to pop cards on field. And then you can bounce Darkworlds off the field to special Graefe from Graefe, so it's pretty much a wet dream to have 3 of these in Graefe at the same time. Alright, run 2 Silva. Some people run gold, some people run rainbow. I decided on Silva just because, why not? It was the first one that came to mind, to be honest. Discard, it special summons back to the field. Then we have 3 snow. Those are basically the rotas of the deck. You discard them and then you can search out any Darkworlds card, which means I can go for one of the monsters, or if I want to I can go for gates or dealings. So that's pretty cool. 2 Beige. Beige is similar to Silva. You discard special summons. And then it's a level 4 if I have this on field, or if I have like a snow on field and I discard this, I can special summon this, then overlay for like Cowboy or something, if I need to hit him quick. Then we have 3 Brow. Brow is the draw engine of this deck, monster-wise. You discard it, then you draw 1. We have 1 Cerulli. Cerulli's a card a lot of people don't run. I don't understand why. I think it's because they don't understand how its effect works. Basically, with Cerulli, what happens is you discard it from hand, then it special summons to your opponent's side of the field. Now, its effect says that when it's special summoned by a Darkworld card, your opponent discards 1 card, which some people take it to mean that when it gets discarded and then special summoned to their side of the field, they discard. But because it becomes their monster, I actually discard. So if I have nothing else to do, it's just a fun to screw with them. It clogs their field if they're trying to go for like Tefnuit or Thrasher or something. I have Khaki, pretty generic. Discard to pop 1 monster on the field. It's one of those ones that if I side out, it's probably one of the first to go because it's a mandatory pop. So if the opponent has no monsters on field and I need to ditch it to do something, it pops one of my monsters.
This is my favorite because I call him Jake from State Farm.
Alright, next up we have 3 tour guides. Again, pretty basic in a Darkworlds deck. The initial play is you go tour guide, then you go for another tour guide at hand or deck, overlay for like Zen Mains, Leviair, something like that. Or you can go tour guide, then go for a Brow out of hand or deck, and then you can use Graefe effect to bounce the Brow and special summon. Next up, this is something not too many people run, is 2 Malefic CyberEnd Dragons. They're huge beat stick, with the field spell, and then because I run Skill Drain, a lot of the times I don't even need a field spell. So it's pretty cool in this deck. Then I run Trance Archfiend. That's another pretty generic Darkworld deck card. Once per turn, you discard 1 Fiend, it gains 500 attack, and that can set off chains with Darkworld's cards. And then the card I consider the MVP of this deck is Fabled Raven. I run 2 of them. Its effect is once per turn you can discard any number of cards from hand. It gains 400 attack for each discarded plus 1 level, and because it's a tuner, it can help me go for any number of synchros. Alright, that's it for monsters. Next up is spells. 3 Darkworld dealings. 3 gates. For those of you who don't know what Gates does, Gates is all fiends on field gain 300 attack and defense, and then once per turn, you banish one fiend from your grave, discard one from hand, and draw one. And that can be really useful with setting up combos. I only run one drag down. A lot of people run like 3 of those and then like 3 Mind Crush, but honestly, I don't like the way that engine runs. So I decided to only run 1 and just took out Mind Crush altogether. Foolish Burial, put a Graefe in grave early in the game. Lightning Vortex. Initially, before I realized that it was cost, I thought that I would get Darkworld's cards off that discard, but then I realized that it was a Darkworld plus, or it was a Dark Hole, plus I would put a Graefe in grave that I could use to bounce later on. Allure of Darkness, pretty generic. And then 2 MST, also occasionally side in a 3rd, but typically I just stick with the 2. That's it for spells. Next up, traps. We have EEV, Dark Smog, and I main 2 Skill Drain. And with this trap lineup, it's pretty easy to lock down a deck, because with Smog I can banish their monsters out of grave. EEV I can keep their traps or spells on lock, and then Skill Drain is good for any effects they activate on field, plus it benefits me with Malefics. Alright, and then next up, my extra deck. And I run the cards I do because of Raven, because it's my tuner. And I can go for any number of things. I have Catastor, Chaos King Archfiend, Dark Highlander, Stardust Dragon, and my personal favorite, Fabled Valkyrus. I like Valkyrus because A, it's 2900 attack base. It's a fiend, so when I have gates on field, he gains 300 more. And once per turn, discard 1 fiend, draw a card. It can set off combos. And then for rank 3s, I have Zenmaines and Levier. Rank 4, Cowboy. Rank 5s, I have Adrius and Tyrus. Rank 8s, I have Helio and Felgrand. Helio is cool because with the discard, again, he can start setting off more chains. And then Felgrand is basically a bouncer / lance for the deck, which is cool. And then I run 3 CyberEnd Dragons. I originally ran 2 because I only have 2 Malefic CyberEnds, but after I ran into some issues with compulsing, I realized that it was smarter to just run 3. This way, if it gets compulsed, I can just special summon again and still have 2. Alright, well, that's my deck. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like our Facebook page and subscribe.